Now then, people, it's another episode from the Justjoe Football Show. We're on that road to 1K. We set it up last week. We're on 600 and odd now. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and help me get to 1K. Once I get to 1K, that's when the watch-alongs are going to start. So please subscribe to the channel, share, subscribe, and let's get into this weekend's Prem predictions with a bit of FA Cup thrown in. Let's get into it. Heard it right. It's going to be Justjoe, and it's going to be all about football. He showed descent. Bamford, it's in! Yes! Yes! I've seen many more appearances from Pablo. Fantastic, inaugural guest. I had to pull out the big guns. And this is the moment when I take a stand. Now then, people, and welcome to another Prem Predictor. Well, it's Prem Predictor with a difference this weekend because we've got some FA Cup games thrown in there as well. We've only got 4 Premier League games to go in through. But yeah, again, I've called in another one of the big guns. I had Craig from Anfield Agenda last week, and now I've got the man himself, Mr. Lee Gunner. How are you doing, mate? All right?
I'm very well, thank you. And thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate it. It's hard to follow up from Craig. I can't lie. Craig's quality, man.
He's good, isn't he? He's good. It's good to see he's still staying because there was a bit where I think he was on about leaving and not doing YouTube and all that, but now that's changed. So that's
he's smashing it. He's close to 100k subs, man. So fair play to that fella, man. He's smashing it.
Yeah, amazing work, and a top guy as well, top guy. But let's just jump straight into it, Lee. Then Fulham versus Leeds Friday night tonight, 8 o'clock. Obviously, I'm going to back Leeds all the way. Fulham have been doing well of late, but I back Leeds 2-1. What say you, mate?
This has got goals written all over it. I can't lie. But then I said that the other day and you drew 0-0.
Yeah, to be fair, everyone thought there'd be goals against Chelsea, though, to be fair.
I think, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I think 2-2.
2-2, right, okay. Yeah. 2-2. Do you know what? No, we've got to get a win in London. I need to win. We haven't won there since 2017. And if we don't beat Fulham in London, then I don't think we're ever going to beat this London curse that Leeds United have, because
they're in good form though, man. Considering where they are where they were in the table to where they are and a chance to get out of that, they've done fantastic. They've changed their style of play because they were just parking the bus at the start, weren't they? And that weren't working. So now they're taking the games to teams, and they seem to be doing all right. And it's not an easy game, man. But listen, you've got a quality manager, you've got a quality set of players, and you'll run them ragged tonight. But I think you'll get done on the counter a couple of times. That's why I'm saying 2-2.
2-2. Next one, mate. Massive. This is why I think as well it gives me confidence for Leeds United, because Fulham have to come out and win, because the following game Saturday morning is Brighton versus Newcastle, which is a relegation battle. I mean, if Fulham were to win, then I believe if one of these lose, especially if Newcastle were to lose, they would drop into the relegation zone. So this is a massive, massive fixture, this.
It is, and Brighton are poor at home as well, man.
Yeah.
Like I like Graham Potter, obviously my twin brother. I wanted to stay up, and I like Newcastle as well. I think the stadium's beautiful, the city's mad, their people are brilliant. What a set of fans! But I fear for them, man. I really do, and I think that they're going to be the one that drops. So I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. I've gone the other way. I've gone 2-1 Newcastle. I keep backing Newcastle. I know people tell me they've been playing terrible, etc., which I agree with. But the last 3 Premier League games, they've got 3 points. They're undefeated in 3. I know it's woeful. It's terrible to watch. And people are convinced they're going to go down. But I see the bottom 3 staying as it is. I just think Newcastle will stay up through the skin of the teeth. I'm backing them to win this game 2-1. Next one, mate, is your lot. West Ham v Arsenal. It's going to be a tough tie, this. No one would have said this at the start of the season, but West Ham are doing bits, and they're doing really well. They beat us recently. They gave City a good game. What are your thoughts going into this one, mate?
Well, we were very poor last night, and Aubameyang needs to wake up. Real talk. He needs to seriously pull his sleeves up because he's done nothing this season. And if we're going to win the Europa...
Apart from a hat-trick against us.
Well, yeah.
Even Bellerin scored, Lee. What the?
Do you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Like, West Ham are a funny old team. Like, if you look at their squad on paper, and I know the game's not played on paper, but if you look at their squad, they got 4 goalkeepers in their squad of 25 men. And it's like, How have you got 4 goalkeepers? Then they've got Mark Noble, who should just be an extra in Towie at this point. Yeah. And Jesse Lingard, he can play in this game because obviously he couldn't play against United. That's one player. I've never really rated Lingard, but I think that he's done really well since he's gone there, and he always turns up against us as well, moonwalking and dancing and all that one. So this is going to be a difficult game, and it's the last game for us until after the international. So we need to pick up some points here, but I don't think we're going to win. I really don't. The way we're playing, we're getting results, kind of like it's a bit iffy. Like if you look at our last 6 games, I think we've lost 3 of them. Yeah, so I'm going to go draw 1-1.
I've gone for a draw as well, mate, to be honest. I've gone for a Desmond Tutu. I think there'll be goals. But I just think West Ham are so good at the minute. I don't think they're going to get Champions League. I think they'll struggle to hold on to Europe, if I'm being totally honest. And that might be a disappointing season for West Ham, considering where they're at now. But 2-2 in this one. Next one, mate, we've got Villa Spurs. Obviously, Spurs crashing out of Europe last night. It's not going well for Mourinho. I thought prior to your game, they were on a bit of a run and you're thinking, okay, he's getting a tune out of them. But they hadn't really played anyone of note to come up against you guys. Obviously, you well-deserved the win, battered them, to be honest, at times, and maybe could have had more if it went for the post. Villa's not going to be easy for them. And I think Mourinho and even Lloris has come out and had a go at some of the individuals within the squad. It stinks a bit at Spurs right now. Yeah,
it does. The stench of that side of North London. Getting to quarterfinals ain't for everyone, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? But I shouldn't laugh, really, because we're not much better. No. And they are still above us in the league. And they are still in a cup final. So I shouldn't really take the mick too much. But it was funny seeing them crash out last night. Jose's face was he looked like he wanted to cry. It was funny. And I like Jose. I still think he's a top manager. And a lot of people get on my case for that. I just think that they're a weird team, Tottenham. They've got good players on paper again. But Gareth Bale, everyone thought Bale was back. Well, Bale was back to what he was when he first came back, doing nothing. Harry Kane just looks worn out, if I'm being honest. Right, he's played in a deeper role this season rather than the focal point. He just looks knackered, mate. Like he ain't sharp at the moment. And the only thing I'll say is with Aston Villa, they've not got Jack Grealish, have they? And that is a big miss for them. Yeah. But they're still a quality outfit, man. They've still got a decent manager. Ollie Watkins, I rate him. They've still got Barkley, he's good. Their midfield's pretty decent. And I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
I'm supporting you on that, mate. I've gone 2-1 Villa as well. Do you think Mourinho, if he doesn't win in the Carabao Cup final or whatever it's called these days, Cola Cup or whatever you want to call it, do you reckon if he doesn't win that, they'll relieve him of his duties in the summer, do you think? Or
Nah. I don't think they will. No. I think the problem is Tottenham fans, especially, like football fans, like demand success now. Like I do with my club. Like there's multiple reasons I won't go into now, but one of them being we smashed the stadium down. So, but with Tottenham, like, what do they expect? What do they want? Like, where do they want to be at the football club? Because you've got one of the best managers I've seen in my lifetime managing that football club. Yes, he might not be right up here anymore. Yeah, and football has changed a lot. The players are just so, I don't know, fragile these days, aren't they? Yeah. Like it's not like when Jose first came into football and could holler and shout at people and they'd take it. Now they start crying about it. So I think he's got to try and adapt a little bit. But if Tottenham sack him, where do they go from there? Because they ain't getting a better manager than him. No. Like in terms of what he's won, the stature, the person, I don't think they're getting anyone better than him. So yeah, they might get a better brand of football. But if they win the Carabao Cup, it's the first trophy in 13 years. Yeah,
it's progress, isn't it? You've got to know your place sometimes. I know Spurs fans won't like to hear that, but it is. You're right. If they get a trophy, it's a success for me. You mentioned Watkins as well. Watkins has been picked ahead of Bamford for the England games. I'm really disappointed. A lot of Leeds fans aren't happy. What's your opinion on that? Do you think it's the right decision?
I like Bamford, but I think Bamford needs 8 chances to score. That's the problem with him. He's not clinical Whereas I do think Ollie Watkins is more clinical, and I think it's a shame for Bamford because I think he's had a brilliant season.
Yeah,
and I think there was a stat at one point, I think it was at Christmas, that Bamford had more shots on goal than Arsenal. That's at that particular point of the season.
Yeah.
And like, even if he could convert 50% of the ones he misses, he would be top scorer in the Premier League. Yeah, because you get him in so many good places, and like even against us at your ground, I think he had about 9 shots. And he didn't score.
You bang on, mate. And I think what's done him, because Bamford scores in bursts, a couple of games, then he'll miss a few. Gareth Southgate was at the West Ham game. He hasn't scored since Southampton, and he was at that West Ham game looking at Lingard, looking at Rice, looking at Calvin Phillips, and Bamford missed a couple of sitters, and that's what
got in, didn't he?
Yeah, Phillips got in, yeah. And Luke Ayling was apparently close to getting in as well, but he didn't make it.
Which would have been how well Leeds have done. The fact that you're disappointed, and for Leeds fans to be disappointed that Bamford didn't make it. Ayling was close, and Phillips is in. That just shows how far Leeds have come in the last 12, 13, 14 months or whatever, even the last couple of years under this manager, but especially this season, because I don't think many people expected Leeds to take to the Premier League and play how they've played all season. They've shocked a lot of teams. What the test is now is whether you can adapt next season.
Getting the right bodies, you're 100%. That's the Premier League games done then, done and dusted. Let's just quickly move on to the FA Cup. I remember being on LFC day trippers and Lee Gunner telling me the FA Cup is Arsenal's cup. We do not lose in this cup. And then they went and got beat by Southampton.
And then along came Arteta and decided to throw it away. I'm doing all the good work he done to win it the year before.
Great, man, great. But first one we're going to look at, mate, Bournemouth, Southampton. I'm going for the Championship team to win this one. Southampton have been woeful. I know it's league form, but in the league, they've lost 10 out of 12 now. I don't get all the praise that Mr. Hasenhüttl's getting, because if that was anyone else and wasn't named the Alpine Klopp, would he be getting as much praise? No. It's all getting blamed on the board, the players. Well, hang on a minute. He's lost 10 out of 12, man. Come on. He has to shoulder some of the blame, but I think it's because he's fashionable, because he's the Alpine Klopp. But yeah, I think Bournemouth to win this one. It's true though, bro. If that was an English manager,
I think he's a good manager, but I think you're right. He's lost a little spark. They were top of the league in December at one point. Yeah. And since then, I think that probably went to their head a little bit, and they've just gone straight down.
Ever since he cried after picking up 3 points against Liverpool, he's just gone on. I still can't understand why he cried. I think it's tin pot, but there you go.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was like he just won the final of the Champions League.
Exactly. Champions League. Yeah, exactly.
But it was a bit of a weird one, but I still think they're too good for Bournemouth. Bournemouth are doing all right. Jack Wilshere done back there as well. He's done all right since he's gone there. I know he got sent off the other day, but he was on the pitch 10 minutes and got a straight red, I think. 97th minute. But yeah, I think Southampton are too strong for them, and I think I think they will go for it with their full team, Southampton. And when you've got Danny Ings and Che Adams and players like that, Nathan Redmond, he's still a half decent player, isn't he? So I think Southampton will win 3-1.
3-1. I've gone for Bournemouth 2-0, shock of the round. But you're right, Che Adams is starting to get in some form as well. Next one's Everton City. City obviously still on for the quadruple. How do we see this going? I'm going 3-1 City.
Everton are a funny club, man.
Yeah, they are.
Like they can go and blitz anyone. Yeah, but then they go and lose to some random teams, man. Like, it's just like you think, right, okay, I'll do an accumulator, I'll stick Everton on it against Newcastle, and then they'll go and lose to Newcastle. It's like how? And then they'll go and beat Liverpool. Yeah, it's like it makes no sense to me. But I like Ancelotti. I like him, and I think he's a quality manager, man. One of the best I've seen in my life. But he ain't gonna win this football match. He ain't gonna win it. Man City, I know they lost to United the other day, but they are purring along nicely.
Do you reckon they could do the quadruple? No. They've got the league. They've got.
The league's done.
They're in the final of the Carabao Cup. I mean, Tottenham. You never know with Mourinho. You know what he's like. He could pull a shock off. If anyone can, it's him. Champions League, Dortmund up next.
No, they can't. They can't. And the reason they can't is because I do think they'll win the League Cup. They've got the league in the bag. I do think they're too good to lose to Tottenham. I think they'll beat Tottenham. But having said that, they have lost to Tottenham the last 2 games they've played in the league against Jose. So you never know. One-off game, Jose can win it. We all know that. But I think they'll win the League Cup. FA Cup, I think they'll beat Everton. I'm going to go 3-1 as well. But Champions League, I don't think they'll win it. I think that they've got the squad. Their squad's just a joke, man. It is head and shoulders the best squad in the Premier League. Yeah, and the way he's managed it this season has been superb. Like, Phil Foden couldn't even get a game for like 8 straight games after bagging goals at Anfield, bruv. Like, it's just mad. And then you've got Mahrez doing bits. Gundogan was sat on the bench the other week, and I was like, well, hang on, you've just scored 8 in 12 games, and now you're benched. The way he's managed it's been brilliant, because he's trying to keep everyone fit and trying to keep everyone in form. But I just think that they've got Dortmund in the Champions League, which I think they'll beat them comfortably, I think. But I just don't see them winning it. I just think that there's going to be a little snag along the way. In the Champions League, it's tiny little margins. Premier League, you can get away with a little goal against. But a Champions League, against a decent side, they park the bus and shut up shop and it's game over.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll do it. I think they'll do the domestic treble, but I don't think they'll do the Champions League.
That'd be some turnaround, wouldn't it?
If you've done all 4, that's just unreal, isn't it?
Mental. It is some turnaround, even though, for them to, especially the way they started the season, the way Liverpool had been going on prior to this season. I don't think anyone would have predicted a domestic treble, and they could well be well on for that. Next one, mates, Chelsea Blades, Chelsea Sheffield United. Obviously, Sheffield United, new guy in charge, absolutely shocking debut. 5-0, I think it was, against Leicester. Yeah. I'd go with a similar score, but I just don't see Chelsea scoring. They seem to be a bit toothless in front of goal. So I am going to go for a Chelsea win, but it's going to be 2-0. I don't see them having the same amount of goals as what Leicester. They should do, but I don't know. I think it'll be a bit tight. 2-0.
I disagree. I actually think that they're going to hammer them. Yeah. And I think this is the game where it all clicks in for the manager. And Werner will bag a couple. I think Havertz might get on the score sheet. And I just think they go run riot. I think they're going to hammer them, mate. I'm going 6-0.
Wow. Yeah. No, but it could well happen, Lee. It could.
Do you know what? Since he's come in, Tuchel, I think like they've conceded 2 goals. One of them was an own goal. It's mad, isn't it? They've got Porto as well. How jammy is that, man? They're going to get to the semis of the Imagine if they win it after sacking Lampard. All them fans crying about Lampard getting.
This is what I'm saying, bro. You know, I kept saying, I go on everything. I go, I told you about Lampard. I told you he was no good. But now it's like, I don't know. They're still finding a ways to make it. Oh, Lampard built the foundations. What? You spent like £1 billion. What are you talking about? Built the foundations. It's crazy. Next one, mate, and final one is pick of the round for me is Leicester, Man United. That's probably the best fixture out of the ones in the FA Cup. I'm never going to back Man United. To be fair, Nacho's in form. Leicester are a good side. I'm going to go 3-1. 3-1 Leicester.
Wow.
I know.
Well, they were out in Milan last night. Pogba coming up clutch again.
Yeah.
Is that Leicester, yeah?
Yeah, it's at Leicester. Man U are good away from home, though, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the problem. They're rubbish at home, but they're good at away. A bit like us. I don't know. Leicester, I don't know. Vardy's not really firing, but Iniacho's pinging them in. I know Vardy scored the other day, but it ain't like relentless Vardy.
No, I think it's like 3-15 or 3-16. No, it's not great.
I'm gonna go 2-1 United.
2-1.
I think that Pogba would do the business for them.
Yeah, he's coming back at the right time for them, really, isn't he? They do look a decent outfit, although it pains me to say it. Got to give a little bit of praise to Ollie. I think he's got them doing bits. But yeah, Luke Shaw as well, been great this season. Been really great.
Still not better than Tierney.
No. Kieran Tierney. I've seen people wanting him to be captain already. Is that where your head's at, Lee?
All day long.
Yeah.
All day long. Now, Aubameyang's performance last night was disgusting, mate. Disgusting. Yeah, he ain't a captain, and I'm very disappointed, especially after missing the team bus for the North London derby. I'm sorry, that's just unforgivable. Yeah, so I expected him last night to go out there with the armband on again and go and be the best player on the pitch, and he was one of the worst. It's like he don't care anymore, and it's like I think he does care, but just not good enough, mate.
What's your thoughts, Lee? Do you not think Arteta should have just binned him out of the squad instead of putting him on the bench?
100%.
Don't make sense.
Yeah, I would have sent him home. Yeah, and then when anyone asked me about it, I would have said I've rotated and like that's it. But he kind of outed him, and that could go one way or another. That can go, okay, I'll roll my sleeves up, which he clearly didn't do last night, or it could be he starts sulking, and then you start losing the dressing room because he is a popular character. So very, very fine margin on calling a player like Aubameyang out, especially when he's the captain of the club. But it could work the other way. It could work the way that other players are sitting there going, "Oh, he's called out the club captain. Like we better step up." So yeah. And listen, there were some good performances last night, but he weren't one of them.
No. Well, Lee, thank you so much for coming on, brother. Make sure you check out Lee Gunner, everyone. Live nearly every single hour of the day at times. So make sure you check him out, and good luck for the weekend, Lee.
No, thank you, man. And I appreciate you having me on as always, mate. As always. And
spread the love. Tell people to come and subscribe to my channel. That's what I need, bro.
Yeah, come on. I'll get you on as well. I'll get you on during the international break next week. I'll love you jump on, yeah?
Yeah, legend, mate. Thank you very much. I'll see you in a bit.
I'll tear her out.